All right, YouTube, welcome back. Colin C and Joe P here to talk to you today about a follow-up about our body image video that we had the other day. We had a lot of people send us private messages and things along those nature to talk about kind of red flags that either they've noticed or they've noticed in friends, and so we wanted to touch on that a little bit. So check out what we got for you.
Alright guys, so this is going to be in no particular order. I do want to give a shout out to Milltown Coffee's Halloween shirt that they just got in. Pretty awesome, not going to lie. I should have got one for the gym, but I didn't because I'm a bad owner, whatever. But we do want to get into something a little more serious. We did have a lot of texts and a lot of private messages, and we do want to go over some other things that we've seen. Now again, we're not doctors. What? You know him.
Medical doctors.
Yeah, we're not medical doctors, so take it for what it's worth. These are things we've actually seen in real world, and we're trying to help people, so this is what this video is trying to do, and a little bit of a follow-up and a little more explanation to our last video. We're getting into this body dysmorphia, this body image issue that seems to happen is that I talked to Joe about it. We talk about how to lose weight, snack videos, all these things of how to eat calories, burn calories, and we talk about people on this far end of the spectrum, obese, helping these people as much as we can. It would be contradictory if we didn't talk about the people that go the opposite way. That's all it is. It's talking about the people that go too far that way, too far healthy to where they're now unhealthy. So again, these are things to look for in that kind of person. Joe, why don't you kick us off for some of the things you've thought about?
Definitely the first thing that we have to talk about is the individual that is overly consumed with burning calories. Burning their calories as they're eating their calories. Yes. They're thinking so far ahead that the calories that they're consuming, they're thinking, okay, there's 250 calories there. I gotta sit on the bike for 30 minutes to go burn those calories.
Exactly right.
Yep. That's a big red flag there.
And when you can only think in that manner, you really truly can't even live a normal lifestyle.
Agreed.
That's out of the picture. So I would say that's a huge red flag. In my opinion, I would say you start skipping functions. I know this is going to lead to other things, but you literally start skipping functions because you either can't eat there, or because you have to sit on the bike for 2.5 hours, or something else just came up and you can't go to them. I mean, these people that have this issue truly begin to think they can't go anywhere because they may be put in a position where they have to consume some calories.
Exactly.
Or where their friends are maybe going to make fun of them. And it's not something that's actually funny, even though people, I know they do joke around with it and stuff like that. But truly, it is something that people do struggle with. So you start skipping functions, and your first thought of the skipping of the function is, what am I going to eat? Am my friends going to make me drink a beer? Am I going to whatever? Then that's going to lead to more issues down the road.
That gets pretty sad, honestly.
If
you can't even go and just enjoy yourself at a function or something like that because you're thinking, well, I don't want to have to drink this beer because that's an extra 100 calories that I have to burn. Yep. That's an issue.
You better get home and do 100 burpees then.
Yeah. Yeah, another big thing is skipping vacations, or not even going on vacations, or not even planning vacations. Not hanging out with your friends on these vacations, not building these memories with your family on these vacations because you can't track the entire week that you're gone or whatever else. I mean, that's another big red flag that people just don't want to see, but you got to look yourself in the mirror on that one.
Or you do go on a vacation and you work out the entire time.
Yeah.
You hike for 38 hours a day. Is that possible?
You could try it.
You could try it for sure.
Time.
I don't think it's gonna work. But anyways, you hike forever. You eat maybe one meal a day at the end. You know you've gone ridiculous burning calories, and then when you get home, you go overboard, and now you're doing more cardio and more everything else than you just did while you're actually on vacation. So that is another thing that I've seen in people, and this is real world stuff. Like, they look good, sure, and it may be. I mean, some of them don't look all that. I mean,
there's a line.
Yeah, I kind of messed that one up. But anyways, when you go that far to that extreme, either or, and you get to the end of the spectrum, that is when we start having an issue, and that is why, eventually, that is why we're making this video.
Exactly. A strange one that needs to be discussed as well are people that say that they ate food, or that they are eating food later, or they'll get around to it
and
later.
they tell themselves they do.
And they have to like physically tell themselves out loud, and then they don't ever eat the food.
Don't ever eat it.
Or they'll put it in their mouth, they'll chew it, and then like when someone's not looking, they'll kind of like spit half of it out. Like that's a real like seriously, that's a real problem.
Seriously happens.
That really happens in real life. I am going to eat dinner later. Don't worry about me. And then they never do. Like that's. I can't fathom that, me personally, but you know, that's it's serious and it's real, so it's got to be talked about here. Absolutely. and Joe P coming at you with the truth.
And eventually, what it's going to lead to, and we've kind of hit on this in the last video and this video, but it is worth reiterating, is just the ridiculous amount of working out. I mean, you are willing to quit jobs, skip work, you're willing to skip family functions so you can work out for 15 hours, so you can sit on your bike for 3 hours, so you can, and this isn't people, I'm saying, training for an Ironman.
No, it's different.
This isn't people training for exactly the CrossFit Games. This may be somebody, that's another point, this may be somebody that says they're training for something crazy, or they really are gonna do it eventually, or they really want to get good at the sport, but they never really do.
It's a good excuse.
It's a good excuse to have to just keep working out all day. So again, this is just something that, you know, we've seen it. It's been around, and it's something that it's going to eventually catch up with you, and your health is going to decline because of it.
So a good analogy that we like to talk about is the straw that broke the camel's back, right?
Yes.
Eventually, there is something that is going to tip this over to where now it is you're just cycling out of control, and whether that's, you know, turning into binge eating because you're starving yourself, or you know, issues with your relationship, or again the vacation things like we had talked about, all the other factors that we talked about. Eventually, they just stack up enough, and you can't handle it
and
anymore.
It could be over years. It could be over a lot of time.
Right.
It could be, I mean, you're literally skipping things. You're skipping weddings. You're skipping things that you literally can't skip, or you're going home early from them, going in the basement and biking and riding and doing something active after all this stuff. Eventually, like Joe said, the straw is going to break the camel's back. I don't know when. We don't know when, but eventually it's going to happen. That leads us to our final point. How do you get over this? How do you stop it? What do you do? What's your opinion for someone that is that far? Because we're trying to help people, trying to tell them what they can notice on how to get better at it. And what do you do?
Yeah, I think the thing, honestly, is if you tell someone that for sure knows that this shirt is black, it's black, it's black, it's black. You're like, well, no, it's actually green. Here's all the factors that tell you this is exactly green, but they don't want to know that it's that color. You're never going to get through to them. So I think, honestly, it just takes them realizing for themselves, red flag, red flag, red flag. My friend talked to me about this. Maybe it is an issue. My other friend talked to me about it. Maybe it is an issue. I think they need to look themselves in the mirror, or you need to look yourself in the mirror if I'm talking to you, and you actually need to like stop and take that step back before it spirals out of control. So I don't think there is a way that we can get through to that person. They need to kind of realize it for themselves. What do you think? What's your take on that?
You know, I would completely agree, and that's a good point. I would say that there's something to be said that you've got to bring up enough stuff in a calm, collective manner, because they're going to think, they could even think that you're jealous. Or they could even think of, it's like, dude, no, I just want my normal friend back.
Right.
You know, I just want my dude back again. I want my girl back, you know, whatever it is. I just want my husband, my wife back to normal, you know? And, you know, it doesn't matter if you have 10 extra pounds on you or not. And in my opinion, the best way to end it is, before it starts, have an end goal. Whatever that may be, have an end goal. I'm not saying going on a cut is a terrible idea. I'm not saying losing some body fat's not a terrible idea. I'm saying when you try to put it on for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years in a row, and then it starts ruining everything in your life, and that's all you think about, then it's a problem. So having an end goal saying, September 1st, I'm done. I wanted to look great for Mexico. I did it. Excellent. Next year, I'm going to lose that 10 pounds again. But if you don't have an ending goal, it's probably going to end up becoming a problem. All right, guys, if you guys got anything out of this video at all, or, you know, if you want to throw some comments down below of what you've noticed, or what maybe we have missed in this video, we would love to hear them. Again, we're trying to help people on the further end of the spectrum that way versus the kind of more obesity one that we focused on a lot before. We appreciate everybody who sent us a lot of DMs and text messages about having this video as a part 2. So we do appreciate that. And yeah, we appreciate you guys being with us as always. Like and subscribe.
Boom. Okay. Oh shit, Daddy! I almost went off the edge.
So how
they are thinking about burning a calorie as they are eating a calorie.
Wait a second.
What the fuck does the thing, motherfucker, never ring?
The phone hasn't rang in 3 years.
It literally only rings when we're in
It
there.
hasn't rang in 3 years. I turned it off.
The phone only rings. It's a
The
ghost
only
phone.
people that called me are ASCAP all the time or whatever it is.
Your warranty for your car is probably expired.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know who plugged that in.
I don't know. Colin.